lastly, we have an international film.
Tony Stark as the Iron Man.
Yeah, no.
No?
You're close.
Tetsuo The Iron Man.
That'll do it.
Made in
that's the one.
1989.
Yes, black and white, surprisingly enough.
Artsy fartsy.
Directed by Shin'ya Tsukamoto, written by him also. Stars Tomorô Taguchi, Kei Fujiwara, and Nobu Kanaoka. 1 hour, 7 minutes.
Japanese subtitles.
Hi.
Not a lot of subtitles, though. Not a lot of dialogue.
Okay, so we watched this one mostly in shocked silence. And at the end of it, I said I really didn't want to hear what you had to say about it, and we'd save it for the show. What'd you think?
I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting and entertaining. It reminded me of, and right around this time, Ministry, industrial rock band, was doing some of, in my opinion, some of their best work. And I kept thinking, this could be a Ministry music video, and the music.
It was used in a music video for somebody, but not them.
Not them, yeah. But and the music kept reminding me of Ministry around that era too. Yeah. All in all, it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thumbs
up.
I definitely liked it. I will thumbs up it. It's weird.
It's very weird.
You'll love it or you'll hate it. One or the other. There's not much in the middle on this one.
Not a typical horror movie at all.
Well, this black and white film begins with long panning shots over a bunch of wet-looking metal and junk. The shot concludes with a man, called the metal fetishist, jamming a metal rod into his own leg, causing blood to squirt everywhere.
But it's black and white, so it's not.
Yeah. I bet this would have looked really silly in color. Some of the bits and pieces that they had stuck to people, I bet they were in black and white because it just really wouldn't have worked in color.
I think it helped. Yeah.
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 Okay, so he pushes the metal bar down into his leg, sort of something like an interior splint. He then bandages it up and wraps it all up, and later on he unwraps it and finds it's covered in maggots. And he gets up and runs away in a panic. He's then hit by a car and run over as the credits roll. As the title comes up, another man in a business suit has some kind of seizure. Or maybe it's just a weird dance. It's hard to tell. Actually, looking back on it, that was him being infected.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
The businessman is shaving in front of a mirror and gets a jagged piece of metal stuck in his face.
No, it's coming out of his face.
It's coming out of his face?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was already starting to sprout.
All right.
Yeah.
Blinked or something on that one.
Yeah.
A phone rings, and his girlfriend asks if he's feeling all right since the hit-and-run accident. He starts getting weird visions of a woman with metal stuck to her face. The woman then chases him through the train station. She eventually catches up to him and beats him with her Borg-like implants. First thing I thought of was the Borg hands.
She was very Borg-like, yeah.
I got the impression that, they fight, and when he fights back, we cut away to the man in the initial scene who seems to now be buried in machines. And I got the impression at this point that he may turn out to be some kind of puppet master controlling the crazy woman. I don't think that was the case.
No.
The businessman seems to win the battle, but finds that his arm and ankle now have metal parts growing out of them now. And these are like big screws and metal bars, and it's not just random metal shavings. We then get a weird scene where a woman does sexual things with a long metal hose attached where women shouldn't have a hose. She rapes the man with this robotic device. Then he wakes up and everything's normal, except the cut on his face from shaving looks infected now.
Fever dream.
Yeah.
What a fever dream that was.
Yeah, that was all just a dream.
Yeah.
Then he decides to have normal-ish sex with his girlfriend, at least until he has a vision of more weirdness, followed... You're laughing.
When it becomes not normal.
Followed by his penis turning into a giant drill and destroying the kitchen table. That turns out to be just the beginning of his transformation, as he then uses it against her. They fight. I mean, we're talking, it's a great big drill thing. They fight, and there's a lot of blood. She stabs him in the neck with a knife, but it doesn't kill him. But while he's unconscious, his robo-penis has a mind of its own and kills the girl. The man then has a dream in which the metal fetishist stands up and we can finally see him clearly. There's a different man who says, "You have a piece of metal inserted in your brain. You shouldn't even be alive. You'll die if it's removed." Which I took to be some kind of a doctor or something, but we don't know what that's about.
We don't know.
There's a good bit in here I can't explain.
Yeah, it's just weird. Too weird to explain.
Yeah. The next morning, we find our guy standing in the bathroom with the metal fetishist laying in his bathtub, and our businessman has been absorbing the parts from him. He touches him, and little bits suck into the metal fetishist and pop out on the businessman.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's now a giant hulk of cables and spare parts. In the flashback, we see the man and his girlfriend driving down the street and running over the man on the road. They put him in the back of the car and dump him in the woods. Then the two of them have sex in front of the metal fetishist. Somehow, this whole thing is the metal fetishist's revenge.
Revenge of the fetishist.
Yeah. So the man and the fetishist then do battle. And it's just like something out of an anime or manga. They chase and fight each other all over town, culminating in a junkyard. The man ends up absorbing so much metallic crap that he cannot move anymore. The two finally end up merging and become one combined being who vows to rust the world. The end for now.
Until the sequel.
There's two sequels. Tetsuo Bullet Man and Tetsuo 2. Both of those are in color. It's probably not as good.
I can't picture them being as good.
I can't picture anything being as good. This is a mind-blowing thing here. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
The whole thing was shot in grainy black and white in a frenetic, quick-cut style that just never lets up. At no point does it slow down for half a second.
And a driving, throbbing industrial metal soundtrack.
The soundtrack is, of course, industrial metal, and it's really, really good.
Yeah, it is.
There's not much dialogue, so if you hate subtitles, watch it anyway. It's not nobody says anything important.
Don't have to read very much at all. Yeah.
Even the stuff that does come up in subtitles, you could just skip it. You can see what's going on. What's there isn't much to speak of, but it's clear what's happening once it gets going. There's a lot of time-lapse and stop-motion animation here, and although there were many times I had no damned idea what was going on, it was intense enough that I didn't want to look away for a second. It's something. You'll either love it or hate it, but no way I'm going to be able to guess which.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we were in the love it camp.
I was kind of blown away with this one. I wasn't expecting much, but some of the Japanese movies, they're either really good or they're really bad.
Yeah.
There's very little in between.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And that's our show. Stop in during the week to the website, horrorguys.com. Check us out on social media, or tune into the full-length audio podcast.
Yes, everything here, our weekly show is done as a full-length, around an hour audio podcast each week,
where we talk about all the movies. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. That helps us out. Give some likes and subscribes.
Yep. And horrorguys.com has, of course, all our reviews in writing. If you want to read more, sometimes we'll forget the line here or there. So if you want to read them, check out horrorguys.com.
Yeah.
And I'm Brian.
I'm Kevin.
And we'll see you at the next movie.
See ya.